I don't know, Hocus. I remember you always used to make a joke when I would work as a fundraiser for my undergrad, telling them that don't worry, the money you're sending is going to go to like helping students. It's totally not going to pay for the president's diamond filtered drinking water. I'm sure he's had to
I wonder if
downgrade to
that
cubic
even works.
zirconia.
I wonder if that even works because one of the big things about diamonds is that they're mostly like inert. They're not completely inert. There are certain chemicals that will dissolve them back into it won't change the carbon into another form of another chemical, but there's ways to make a diamond turn into a gas back into carbon C2 gas or carbon dioxide if you've got oxygen in the area.
Huh.
So like it's not that they're completely inert, but for the most part, like you're not gonna put a diamond on the table and then the diamond's gonna light on fire, burn through the table, and disappear. Like it's not reactive like that. So that would be kind of funny if somebody was trying to use water to sorry, diamonds to filter water.
I mean, I feel like in that situation, it's if someone was wanted diamond filtered drinking water, it's kind of like edible gold. It's like it's not about whether it works or not. In fact, the fact that it doesn't work and that you're having it done is part of the giant power play. It's all the game that they want to play. It's like how they make all the wait staff in different places wear masks and stuff,
Wait a
even though
minute.
they don't.
Are you telling me this is the same reason that fat people go to the gym?
I believe fat people go to the gym because they're trying to turn their life around.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. There's also like a at my college there was also a gigantic snack bar and a smoothie bar in the gym. So, you know, it's not like they were really encouraging the best of habits. It's very Straussian,
They're
really. Like, how do you build a perfect
they're
society,
good
Hocus?
calories. They're good calories. A hippie made the milkshake.
Yes, it's all
That's how
natural
it works.
things like Nutella and bananas and peanut butter. But that does make me wonder, Hocus, how do we go about building the perfect society?
I don't know. I feel like the perfect society, if there were one, already came by here and left the seeds of life and chaos. Because apparently, the seeds of life, if there are, it's just chaos. Uh, and then we're like, this is funny. Peace out. And they left.
There are those who believe that life here began out there. Survival mode. Survival mode. Interesting. When did they add this? Huh. I wonder what that does. Hmm. I don't know. Do we want to? You know what? Fuck it. If I'm bad at it, yeah. I mean, if
And
I'm
you'll
bad
get a
at it,
tramp stamp. If you're bad at it, you get a tramp stamp. Got it.
no,
I like
no,
this. This is the
no.
perfect way to go with this.
I mean, if I'm bad at it, it'll just be funny. I think 969 is a good number for the vault. Seek BAP, right?
969. It'll probably work.
Yeah. Seek BAP. That's right, people. Society is collapsing. You're all going to live here in this lovely little place. You're going to be socially engineered into your ideal perfect form. Now I know that
That's what I'm talking about. Perfect form. So we're all gonna be like, what was that bad guy in Dragon Ball Z that had to eat people to become the Cell? We're gonna be like Cell, and we're gonna eat everybody and be the final form. Perfect.
oh god. I mean, yeah, I guess in a way that is how the Leviathan works. They will be weighed and measured. They will be placed where they are the most useful. Whether they really want to do that or not will not really be for them to decide. This is an emergency situation. And so their own personal whims are Not as important, Hocus. They must
It shouldn't
sacrifice
be.
themselves for the greater good. The greater good.
It shouldn't be. I am looking at this base you are building, and in the first room, the very first set of stairs, it's a ramp. You fucking have a handrail, my friend. And then the second set of stairs in that first room also had a handrail. I'm glad that you're taking into consideration safety.
Well, yes, Hocus, I've developed critical consciousness, and I've realized that if I act like I care about them, I'll get a lot of people to do whatever I want, and then we can use them. And then, once we're done with them, we can simply blah blah decide that we're not going to do it anymore.
Blah blah deciding. That's just the best way to go about it.
I mean, it works for the Democrats.
Yeah.
Let's see. You get to make water, and you will work in the diner. But I have a PhD. Well, was it in water
What you paid
purification?
for
Was it in mechanical engineering? Oh, art history. Well, to the diner with you. Oh no, there's a fire. Quick, you help him, and you will grow bonded to each other through shared trauma and heroism.
Hey, hey, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad about working in the diner. You could get lucky, like that lady who Shaquille O'Neal came into her restaurant and she did a decent job. And he at the end he was like, "How much do you want?" And she was like, 4,000, and he wrote her a $4,000 tip.
Hmm. I mean, that's good. You really should tip your wait staff.
$4,000.
What are you doing just wandering around? You have work to do, woman. All right, let's see.
Make my green tea sugar free. But I still want it sweet.
Look at that. Look at that, Hocus. A nice little happy fishbowl full of intersectional people, just seeing and feeling and acknowledging each other. No one's judging anyone. No one's uh, presenting their own biases to anything. And they're doing exactly as they're
Nah,
told. A perfect machine.
look, that's what the ethics department, the morality department, the yeah, all humanitarian department, all of those guys. That's what they care about. All I care about happens in the elevator. That's where we're gonna put the goods, and I'm just gonna take inventory. That's how I'm gonna process the worth of each room, how much they contribute to the elevator in the middle of the structure.
Well,
Everything
Hocus,
else doesn't matter. If Sheila's cheating on Joni with Chachi, I don't care. If Frank is sleeping with Dozer behind Jimmy Jam's back, I don't care. As long as if they work in the lumber department, there's a lot of lumber coming out of the lumber department helping me out.
that
I'm
is
not going to
true.
concern myself with stabbing and stuff like that. It's going to be hard for them to justify to me to build a hospital in the base because I'm going to be like, well, the hospital doesn't produce anything. People go there to die. Like that's not what I want. That's not what I care about. I care about what's going into my elevator, and I don't want dead bodies in my elevator. That's not helping me. So no hospital.
I mean, in a proper world, a hospital would be something that you would have in order to prevent dead bodies. But
No, we use
you know,
a furnace in my shelter. We would use a furnace. If you're feeling sick, go throw yourself in the furnace.
so
Suddenly,
sad.
there would be no disease. There would be no disease. Everybody would just always feel perfect. Nobody would miss their vitamins because they know that if they feel sick, well, they don't feel sick or they throw themselves in the furnace.
Well,
And it's okay.
Hocus.
The furnace provides heat for our steam system that helps us generate electricity. We're not nuclear power. We're human powered.
Well, I can get behind human power. Yes.
We also fashioning with mirrors and proper architectural design and just basic studies of the physics of light and magnification and dispersion and stuff like that. We use the light from the furnace to light up our garden underground and grow some plants.
I can get
The
behind that.
steam goes up, right? The steam after it leaves the generator on the bottom of the fort goes up through pipes to the top and becomes water again. And now we have water going downward, so we can run showers. We can use gravity to irrigate the crops. We can, it all works out. It all works out. And instead of having to go outside to get rid of dead bodies, we just have the sick keep throwing themselves into the furnace. For religion, we'll teach them reincarnation. So they'll always believe that they'll come back. They won't have a problem with throwing themselves in the furnace. They'll be like, oh no, I was born without a leg this time. Ha ha. Mulligan, let's throw ourselves in the furnace and be reborn.
Well, I mean that if you want to go, clearly, Hocus, you were given the COVID protocol for your vault by Vault Tech, where people just go in the furnace, or for any type of mundane issue, we deprioritize them or something. And if you have to do what you have to do as an employee of Vault Tech, I totally understand. I, I believe that going your own way can have many dimensions and work in many ways. And one of those ways, excellent, another brood sow. And one of those ways that it can work is that if you find yourself trapped in these large institutions where you feel powerless, or you think that there's too much that you can stop, you really aren't as powerless as you think you are. And so I've decided to scrap the entire plan that Vault Tech gave me. Something about reality TV, and instead I'm going to make this a control vault, and we're going to have a nice pocket. At least in this tiny corner, there will be something good. And who knows? Eventually, once we've amassed our numbers and our tiny subgroup within Vault Tech Corporation has gained enough numbers and enough followers, enough loyal and hardworking, daring people ready to take on a challenge, we can move on to other things and other vaults and find ways to make life better for everyone.
A lot of people you're trying to make life better for.
I mean, just little tiny steps. That's the secret of Fallout Shelter. It's all about tiny steps. Tiny steps towards a much larger goal. Drinkable water and edible food, because that is going to be, oh man, that is going to be real precious in a year. Maybe 6 months if they double time it.
I mean, in real life, yes, but in game, it should already be that way, right? So,
I don't know. Being in survival mode is making incidents happen a lot faster already. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Hmm. More visitors. We're going to get new dwellers faster than I can have them breed. God, this really is the American condition. God, it's just they both have no charisma. All he does is talk about fucking Magic the Gathering or esports, and she's just this insufferable brat. Like, look at that. Her intelligence is a 2, but her PhD in intersectional topography makes her think it's an 8. This is going to take forever. Meanwhile, look at her. Sensible bun, sensible woman, strong back. Why won't they go for her? Here we go. What's this? Yes. Some new blood. Unfortunately, we're going to have to resort to this until the people inside this vault get their collective shit together. We're going to have to resort to
you're
this.
the one directing their shit, and you're the one telling them to get it together.
I put them in the rooms, okay? They can put their bodies together whenever. If I could smash them together and just if I could just find a way to chain them together and force them to be good and do good things and be smart, oh, guess I would have done that a long time ago. Oh, would I
You'd
have
be a
done that
good
a long
dad.
time ago? Oh, God, these rad roaches. See, the rad roaches are the real problem. Well, that and the mutants, but that'll come later. I don't think the
I'd
other
sign up for
vaults.
any.
What?
I didn't sign up for fighting mutants.
Well, depending on how many vaults out there followed their global warming schedules, we may have a whole army of mutants pounding at that door at any moment. We'll have to dig down. Wow, they
Right.
are certainly eating and drinking at a much faster rate than they normally do. This is fine. It's fine. I'll just put her in there, and it'll all be fine. We're not teetering on the brink of collapse. This is all just a perfectly planned command economy, you know? Oh god, we're all gonna die.
Cacophony of distress.
I'm not supposed to be an overseer. I have a philosophy degree. How the fuck am I supposed to tell them what to do? Oh god. Oh, the pressure. I'm just sitting at the overseer desk telling them, all right, everyone, back to work now. Work is its own reward, its own virtue. We will bring back the
Yeah,
wasteland. And then turning back into my
with their two
office.
in intelligence, with their two in intelligence, they believe everything you say. So,
Oh, God, I wish. That is one thing that's going to really be funny about all of this brainwashing grooming in schools is that the goal is to simultaneously teach them, relatively complex things like how words are violence and how social attitudes can be shifted over time to make people do terrible things. But the thing is, you're going to need people with a certain level of acumen to get that. So once you get the kids too stupid, it'll just be like, oh, Crunk say word violence, but Crunk no word not violence. When Crunk smash with rock, that violence.
poor, poor Crunk from Emperor's New Groove. He wasn't that dumb.
I mean, I know that given that last joke that I did, would think that I don't respect our barbarian brothers. But if anything, I feel like if we had a few of our barbarian brothers in here right now, this lab would be running a lot smoother.
We haven't been attacked yet, right?
Not yet, but there have been some radroach attacks and quite a few disasters. I'm worried that perhaps my ESG recruitment policies did not. Oh no, and now we're out of food and water. Oh god, no! But don't they understand that this is the most diverse vault I've ever had before? No, you know what I'm gonna do? Oh god, no one's. Perhaps the
Where's the
answer is
government funding?
no, Hocus, you understand. The answer is more people making more people of color. Okay, I don't have time for all this stuff, but water. God, now and there's roaches. Oh God, I'm just trying to stop racism. Okay, let's see. What if, what if I make oh, God, we're good on power, right? Yeah. Okay, you're gonna fuck the black chick. Is she black? It,
What name did the game generate for her?
oh, wait a second. Wait a second. The silver haired anime people are. Oh, wow. Okay. Maybe I just wasn't doing any typing. This guy's down with the swirl. Okay. Okay. Things are better. Yeah, already. Look at that. They're moderately less upset. That's enough to win at least one more election, right? Oh, God. Why are they all white? Okay. I'm going to have to redefine that one as Latino. You could kind of pass for
You
it,
can
right?
change their ethnicity.
Don't you
You really
understand?
are like our government, changing the definition of the word vaccine and trying to make the the Hispanic population identify as white.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hocus. But I do know that if you check off Latino/Black, we're gonna give you a free gift card to Chili's.
God, I don't like shows.
The funny thing is that we both totally know a dude who is just. I wish that I had found a way to contact him again because I really I'm telling you, dude. By the end of this year, he will be checking off Latino/Black.
But yeah, I mean, that was a good way to say it because I was about to say, what do you mean he definitely already checked it off? Especially if there's a gift card to Chili's involved. Like, especially if just something that unimportant as the compensation. Yeah, he's definitely checked off that box.
Oh man. I mean, you know,
If
again,
you had
it's just
been like, they give you a diploma in engineering, a doctorate in engineering, he probably wouldn't have. He probably would have been like, nah, I don't need that. Or she, or whatever gender they've chosen by now.
I'm sorry, Hocus. I you were making a very good point. I was just completely distracted by a joyless cash grab on the behalf of Bethesda. My options are to go to the shop or to agree. Uh,
Well, go to the shop, but don't buy
no,
anything.
I apparently hitting OK makes it go away.
There you go.
Oh, just, I mean, how how do they live with themselves? Oh God,
By giving you an ultimatum.
no! Oh no, no! God, they're so unhappy with me. All these fires. No, clearly it was just some sort of gender reveal party. It wasn't at all a bunch of
So hang on.
adjunct professors on the
You
pay of
address your
NGOs.
population. You address your population stands racism, and their result was to become racist against each other.
I just don't understand. All I did was, oh, but look, they're dancing. Look, you see that, Hocus? Look at this. Let's do a little Netflix zoom in right there. Look at that. They're dancing. It doesn't matter that. Oh wow, she's miserable. It doesn't matter. That's how. Oh look, they just made a baby, a sweet intersectional baby, and it's
While
gonna lord the
dancing and
fact over everyone
miserable.
else. Like, no, do you understand, Hocus? Like, that baby isn't going to have to develop a personality. It's not going to have to get talented at anything. It's just going to have to be. It's going to have to carry all the cultural heritage of all of its intersections. Look, see, 74% happiness. They're all happy. So who cares if this bitch is unhappy, right? Actually, wait,
I
now
feel
that
like
she's
that's
heavy with child,
cheating. Is having children making them happy?
I believe that yes, actually, having children makes them very happy in this game. In fact, the
Okay.
easiest way to
I
make people
wonder if they
happy.
realize how unlike real life that is. I've never like everybody who has a child like is happy for a moment and then like overwhelmed and then overwhelmed with grief. Like that's everybody I know who's had a child is like, oh my god, this is hard. Like,
Oh well, of course, it's very hard, but life is hard.
I mean, for
And
some
really,
people,
I think that a lot of people make child rearing too difficult, or they set too high of a standard. I mean, you don't need the expensive disposable diapers. You don't need the fancy stuff. You just need good old fashioned cloth diapers. And then, I mean, again, once they start walking and once they start having their own opinions about things, you're going to wish that they were just, dependent little meatloafs that just looked at you and trusted everything you said. And, honestly, I grew up on a farm for a small amount of time. Kids can become a lot more self sufficient when you actually give them something to do. We're doing kids a disservice, honestly, by not making them take an active role both in the home and in their own lives.
uh, maybe it's possible that we could be wrong about everything, and making androids instead of children might be the better future.
Well, honestly,
Look, would
not
you rather pee oil or would you rather pee ammonia? Those are your choices.
yeah, well, not to get too technical with real world power structures, but one of the ways that I usually play this game is I don't actually have any of them breed. I just bring in nothing but immigrants. I mean, vault dwellers from the wasteland. So that way, whenever I need to dispose of anyone, it won't screw with the happiness. You see, if
Oh, 'cause if you have a family member, they get upset.
Yeah, see, if people in the vault are all related to each other, or if there's a bunch of different close knit families that have, gone through struggles together, who know each other, who feel a sense of community, then when I have to start disposing of people to bring in super soldiers that I genetically engineer much later on who will have perfect stats, It's going to be a lot more difficult to do that if they're all, in families and being humans. It's much easier if I just keep bringing in people from the wasteland. It doesn't matter where they're from or what language they speak or what they do. Really, they're just there to be biomass in the vault. So, whenever it's time to get rid of them, they'll just be turning on each other. They won't really care about each other because they won't have that shared sense of community and history. It's basic human
I
nature.
hear your truth, and I feel like it would be very successful.
I mean, it's just, I don't know if you saw the vault in my saves, but oh, Hocus, I got a lunch kit. Sweet dopamine. I got a gotcha lunch kit.
I'm not familiar enough with the game to know what that means, but congratulations.
It's basically a booster pack of items. It's another way they try to milk money out of you if you won't just wait to play the game. A microscope. Great. Agent provocateur outfit. I have a spy costume. Money. That's nice. Interesting. Interesting. Hocus, all of our problems are solved. I found my Obama.
Luis Walker?
Yes, hail Globo Homo. Hail the one world liberal economy. Everything is saved. Now the multiracial empire can be complete. Yes, go in there and breed. Breed, you big, beautiful black bastard. You will watch the door. Hocus, everything's
Well,
fixed
not
now.
him. He's busy breeding. Can he watch the door while breeding?
No, he's just going to watch the door and he'll fight.
Maybe he can breed so ferociously in front of the door that the you know zombies and stuff will see that and be like, oh God, let's not go over there.
No, it's fine. He's just going to make water now. Although I'm wondering if I do need to pit families against families, the much in the same way that the government does, I probably could just have all of them breed with the black guy, and then once they all have a singular racial identity or a sense of commonality, then I could just have them turn on all the people I need to get rid of. Oh, she's a hefty girl. She's going to go work in that power generator, and you are going to go work in the water plant. Uh, this gay couple's doing wonders with the diner, though, honestly.
Tell me when they make a baby.
That's for stage 3. But honestly, by then, they'll have been engineered not to care about that. Uh, I forgot how droll this game is. It's like, this is the thing that's so funny about this game, is that you're basically just playing a pay-to-win fish tank. Yes, I'm aware the water supply is low. God, what do you mean? No,
In
there is
your
there
fish
is no
tank,
low water
the water
supply.
supply is low in your fish tank.
Hocus, get me Webster's. Redefine water supply.
Read it. What should we redefine it as?
Indirect drought. Something, anything. God, look at the fires. Oh my God.
I'm looking. That's
Oh,
great.
oh God. Hiring Antifa to help me with this seemed like such a good idea in the beginning, but then when I told them to rein it in a bit because too many people were catching on, they just wouldn't stop. It's almost like getting mentally unhinged college students, most of whom are on some kind of SSRI to do my dirty work, was a bad idea. Oh, but thank God, another mixed race baby. Oh, we're saved. Oh.
They look happy.
I mean, of course they're happy. I've redefined happiness to be what they are. See, look at
I
that, and it
thought you
went
were
up a whole point.
redefining water. I thought you were redefining
We're
water.
going to redefine whatever we need to, Ho, because clearly survival mode is not what I thought it would be. It's like I'm playing on Biden level difficulty. I'm just in the I'm just sitting there in the a black woman with a black man. I don't know if we can maybe the white one will fuck him. Let's see. How many women aren't heavy with child yet? You have not been filled. Go. Fill your belly with seed. If you don't do it, you're racist, Darla.
Are you going to make a society where all the warriors are women and protecting their children that are working inside of the fort? They get to like
Of course not. I want to
get to like
win.
motherly lioness rage when they're fighting the enemies.
See, Hocus, you see that when they run, when there's a fire.
I
Oh,
mean,
finally. Oh,
I might not have been paying enough attention. Can you start another fire?
oh no, it's fine. They're just happening at this point. But Hocus, we got another bailout. It's another bailout, Hocus. The global homo is saved. It's fine. We've got our Obama. We've got our future super soldier mixed race army. We've got a sniper rifle now. Oh god, money,
All you
free
need is all
money.
the characters that Tom Cruise plays.
Had a teddy bear that's now worth less money. Water. Oh, we got water and a cat, a useless cat. Yes, I know, but healing speed means nothing. And he leveled up. Great, fantastic, wonderful. Oh, finally. All right, now to make food happen. I forgot, how long does it take a baby to be made in this game? See, look at that. She's so
No
happy.
idea.
She's so happy to be swollen with child and laboring away. This is the real maternity leave. If they didn't want this, they would have voted for Bernie. Oh God, no! You're supposed to be making mixed race babies. Mixed race babies. They have to be disassociated from reality and their culture. They can't have any commonality. Hocus, I think they've been given too much free will. We're gonna have to have another pandemic. I mean, can can we turn up the Can we turn up the AC and just make them think global warming's coming underground?
Just tell them the deer revolted, and whenever they actually investigate into it, be like, the deer isn't the machinery we use for farming.
Hey, they're the ones who wouldn't give up meat, the selfish piggies. They should be happy to give up meat and eat only granola bars and bugs and crickets.
I mean, not to be insensitive, but that one's not on me. So
I mean,
yeah.
I won't do that, but they won't know that because I'm in the overseer's office. Except the real joke is that now that we've been communists this long, the only difference between me and them is that I get my crickets sent directly to my door.
Wait, where are all your people? Are they sleeping? I don't see them. No, okay, wait, I see two of them. Okay,
I believe they're
there they are.
dancing now.
Yes, people dancing. You're right.
Yes, exactly. And that's the dancing, and then the boinking, and then the babying.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, see, look at that hocus. This is why the military is not going to have women. Sorry. Like, if there are women who
How
don't do
long?
that, then absolutely put them at the front of the lines. But if they're pulling that shit, no. I mean, Jesus, I'm not going to have us lose a war just to satisfy your fragile fucking ego. Sorry, I
I
feel
mean,
like I got distracted.
what's the alternative here? Are you expecting the baby to be hanging out upside down, holding two pistols, and then, like, whenever he's done, going back in? Like, well,
Yes, that baby's going to come out packing two six shooters, and that's going to be enough for him.
a mom with two AK-47s or something. Is that the bathroom? Okay, I was too zoomed in, and I thought it was a single stall bathroom, and I was like, that's too small.
I mean, honestly, if I was creating my own society, that if I actually were in the terrible position where I had to socially engineer anything or fix this situation, one of the first things I would do is try to make women not think that birth or children or motherhood is a burden because it's not. Um, I think that people have just sort of been trained to think that, and because women have had just a whole lot. I mean, really think about it the way that they say that capitalism has destroyed or doesn't value women or maternal things. And it's true. I mean, the first target of the consumerist engine was the housewife, was the homemaker, to transform all of the work into, machinery. And then after that, it just became okay, so well, you're just going to sit around and eat bonbons all day or something. when no, that should have freed them up to focus more on motherhood and more on their own hobbies and interests or philanthropy, starting their own business, even. Hell, go back into the workforce if that's really what you want to do, if you just really need that. But I think that everyone talks about The Handmaid's Tale, and The Handmaid's Tale is just such a neurotic, delusional, psychotic type of, oh god, again, just every time. Okay, well, at least the gay dudes handled it. See, that's why see, I'm totally fine, I'm
The
fine with this
lack.
Hocus, as long as the diner works and they put those fires out. I really don't care. They haven't touched a single kid. Do you know that he actually works extra hours just to make sure that we don't run out of crickets? See the god in everyone, Hocus. See the god in everyone. Let's see here. I believe I got derailed. Oh yes, have you ever seen Welcome to Frogtown? That's actually the
The
movie I was
what?
giving out.
Welcome to.
Yes, it's called Welcome to Frogtown. And we may do a much lengthier bit on it at some other point, but essentially it asks the same question of The Handmaid's Tale, where something terrible happens, some kind of an emergency situation happens, and because of this, we go Handmaid's Tale. Like they leave that part out. Like the reason that all these things are done to women is because sterility just sweeps across the entire human species. And, you know, I kind of wonder sometimes if the reason that that happened is because women just kind of didn't want to be mothers. Like, think about it. If, like, right now, today, we're telling people that, okay, we need more babies. We're facing a population collapse of a massive scale that could have widespread consequences. And of course, most of the people in our generation and younger don't think about the consequences of that because they're young and stupid. But wait until we're 60 or 65 and there's no one working and we just have to still be purifying water and powering the plants. It's not going to be a pretty sight. They don't really think about that now, but later on they will. And again, it might be time for people to make decisions for them when they fail to see reality. And if you have to do it, you don't want to be a dick about it. And I just think that you don't need to necessarily go Handmaid's Tale if the women are being obnoxious shrews and they just refuse to understand that, well, if you want a high paying job, you're going to end up probably making more money than your husband, especially if you want to rearrange society to make it a woman's world where we are more feminized and more peaceful and more bureaucratic. But again, if you're not going to realize that, if you're not going to see reason, if you're not going to actually look at reality, then you got to be put back into a different place. You have to step aside. And I think that stepping aside doesn't have to be trading down. Welcome to Frogtown's a really good example of that. In this society, they still need women to breed. They still need women to essentially be, brood sows, for lack of a more elegant term, but they don't hate it. In fact, they're revered as goddesses. And why shouldn't they be? Again, they are the seed of life. They are, without women, we would not have the future generation. We would not have the children. It should be seen as a celebration, as a sort of power that they have. And in this society, they have the women are actually far more powerful and far more valued because they see them for that power that they and only they uniquely have. And again, those feminine forms of knowledge that they like to talk about that are geared towards making them being good at being mothers. As soon as they just stop, resenting the fact that they were born women, the way serial killers are supposed to resent the fact that they were born men. I'm going to go chop off all the women and make a skin suit of ladies because they were born with the parts I wish I had.
I didn't know. I thought serial killers were just supposed to be more psychopathic or extremely emotional.
Oh yeah, I mean more the
You
archetype,
in
the
between, usually like really steered to one direction of it.
That's true. I guess I mean more the archetypes, the ideas behind it, the things that exist in our collective unconscious. God, why just go in there? God, just shoot things. Jesus.
Lack of segue between you saying horrible things about your vaults and the conversations we're having is very concerning.
Horrible things.
They leave people distraught.
Horrible things. Hocus. These are the happy. They are 93% happy. They are 2% less happy than Alex Jones was right.
They're more percent happy than Alex Jones percent of being
Oh
correct.
no, no, less. Because they're at 93% happiness, and I'm putting him at about 94.5% correct at this point. Like, I mean, at this point, all we really need to do is find out that the aliens are real and not just a religion for a bunch of crazy people in the deep state.
Well, one question. No, forget it.
No, I mean, again, I feel like if there was any time for questions or a free form type of
Can
conversation,
the
this would be
elevator
it.
in your game go up, or can it only go down?
Oh, they go all ways, Hocus.
Okay. So the top floor right now is like, let's say, ground level. Can you have a floor one above that and a floor two above that?
Oh no, you can't go any higher than this point.
Okay.
And there are weird rules about development and the room. You can't destroy a room once it's connected to more than one room. So if you make an elevator and there's a floor below it is connected to, good luck destroying that elevator. I hope you put it where you fucking wanted it. So normally I'll just have this one elevator shaft going all the way down and everything will be here. There's other things too, like a living quarters here and a overseer's office in the corner. So everything that runs in just gets Gatling gunned by a 6-person wall, and then comes into the overseer's office, and I'm hiding under my desk. I mean, quarantining myself because of COVID, and so they go back into the quarters and fight the people in there a second time. Of course, again, that's what I'm going, deep state America mode, where I'm just bringing in nothing but wastelanders to replace the population because I try to make it to where none of them breed. Again, because they're more disposable that way, with with no families in the way.
I mean, if it works, it works. It'd be interesting to try it'd be interesting to try like the philosophies of different like state governments or different like countries' governments on like the little civilizations you build in there.
Huh, interesting. We might have to explore that concept later. I don't know if this would necessarily be the good one for it because I don't know if I can just convert the diner into nothing but equity turnip stations. Let's see. God, how long does it take them to shit those babies out?
Turnip gestations.
Let's see who's on
I
high.
like it when you talk dirty.
Turnip gestation, yes. Oh, God, why? I forgot how tedious this game is. You literally just sit here. It's a fishbowl. It's literally just a fishbowl. This may as well be Fish Center. This is just a postmodern deconstruction of Fish Center, but with people.
What's the plight of these fish? What are they fighting against? The lack of oxygen? Fucking, they need to grow a plant.
With Fish Center, I believe it was a lack of viewers. Ahead of its time. Truly ahead of its time. What's my population limit here? Okay. Oh, I have room. I have room for 5 more immigrants. I mean, wastelanders. Let's see. I believe there's an easy way to get money, but I'm gonna have to build. Where is it? There. I'll need 18 people first. Once we
Then
reach
you
that,
sacrifice them to the god of money.
oh no, once we have the overseer's office, we can go on quests. And then, let's see, we can skip the weapons workshop for now. The radio studio is great because I use pop culture to lure in more people from all over the wasteland to come in. which again makes them ultimately more disposable. But if you tell me I can't do it, you're racist. Oh,
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna fund other projects instead.
no, no,
Okay, there
don't
you go.
dare. If you step aside and form your own vault, one day your vault could oppose mine. Oh dear, I'm going to have to find a way to make all of your children gay.
Good luck, cause they're all the same gender. Android.
Oh god, he's 3 steps ahead of us, Margaret. He's already got 9 binary cyborgs. We're still operating with
Margaret's
Human
one of
1.0.
my androids.
Oh god.
Margaret is my original android. That's why she doesn't even look like an android. She looks like a human.
No, see, Hocus, you're China. When you do it, it's evil. When I do it, it's destroying racism.
But somehow none of my people complain because I silenced them. Did I do that wrong? My bad.
No, I mean, that's usually how it goes. I remember one time I was watching some interview in China or some documentary about China, and it had a comedian who was sitting there talking about how, or no, a rapper, not a comedian, a rapper, a Chinese rapper, talking about how you should obey the police, listen to the authorities, do what you're told, and I just thought, good God, like that I just again every time I see it, I see the Chinification here too. I see that like everything that we're getting distracted by, all these things that are coming in are just so alien to us because it's so clearly China having done an anthropological study on America and now turning that into a weapon to make us basically become them. I mean, when you find out that most communist countries get rid of people by accusing them of things like white chauvinism and the way that communist countries use race wars to drive people apart, I mean, it just you just start seeing it everywhere. God, this is the other reason I don't use birthing. It just takes so long. I could just grow people. I could just grow. I could just, even better, I don't even need people, Hocus. I don't even need people. I'll just make super soldier monkeys and I'll put chips in their brains because their brains will be easier to control.
Oh, okay. So my android idea is not a good one, but the super soldier monkey idea is suddenly gonna roll out into play on the red carpet. Okay.
It's just, I can grow monkeys. I don't know if I can grow android parts. We sold all of our android part mines to China.
That's sad.
Oh,
That makes me
God.
sad.
But hey, Senator Feinstein just really needed to pay off, I don't know, home number 5, diamond filtered drinking water.
Diamond filter drinking water. Ah, I mean, you might as well leave the diamonds outside of the thing. Oh, but that's right. It's like you were telling me that it's more a show of status than actual functionality.
Exactly. It's all about power. It's about them realizing that I'm allowed to have it and they're not. Just like how I make them all wear masks. And I don't.
Can we make up like pH 69 water? I know that that's like insanely deadly because pH only goes up to I think it's like 14.
I thought pH 69 was the sexiest water.
I mean, yeah, it takes you to the next dimension, I guess.
No, honestly, if I was trying to analogize 69 into drinking water, it would be that thing you do with hiccups when you try to drink water out of a cup, but in reverse. Like instead of taking the closest part of the lip of the glass to your mouth, you try to drink it by putting your lips to the furthest part of the cup's lips, and then you
It
turn it that way.
falls all over you.
Yeah, pretty much. But you're so confused trying to do that that you forget you have the hiccups.
Hmm.
Oh, God, another fire. I knew sending them to grad school was a mistake. All right, which one of you is working for Soros? Wait, I forgot. Wait, am I working for Soros? Oh, it's getting so confusing.
How do I change what I have equipped? So I want to look at a different one.
If you want to change what you've got equipped, just change your equipment. Go your own way with your equipment loadout. Don't let the blogs tell you what the most powerful outfit is or the best build is. All they know is what they've been told or researched. They aren't finding the new ways.
Go your own way. Go your own way.
Oh
Go, get
no.
out of here. Go your own way.
Oh no,
We don't
Hocus.
we don't want you here.
It turns out my NFT scheme did not go as planned.
Your NFT? Oh, oh.
Non flammable tokens.
I mean,
I
the only
apologize
way I
for
can
that.
control you is I can't. So,
Oh,
what percent of fires are you having? Did that say 13% fires?
oh no, it's rushing. You roll the
Oh, okay.
dice and you get an immediate payout and a little bit of money. But there's also a chance of something bad happening, and that's another way that they kind of reel you in because it's the only way at the beginning of the game that you can get money is either by spending money on lunchboxes or rushing rooms, which risks the situation of a fire or some kind of incident. Yeah, it looks like the
But I mean,
cooldown on
a fire
these.
doesn't mean that you're gonna lose the room, right?
No, it does mean
Like
that they'll be
you can
unhappy
fix
though.
it.
Oh, but if you're right, Hocus, if my policies upset them too much, I'll just replace them with people from the wasteland. I'm unelected. I'm unaccountable. I was appointed by Vault Tech. All right, work, you little queers. I want artisanal sandwiches. Yes, yes, yes. Now add a poetry night.
Cut the sandwiches in the form of an
Ha ha ha
infinity
ha!
symbol.
Yes, I've gone mad with power, Hocus. Let's see,
They
energy,
have to.
solar panels on everything. No more
You,
nationalized oil. Oh, what's happening? Oh God, wait, why are we running out of power? No, oh God, the solar panels aren't working. The women are screaming. They can't watch their Sherlock.
babies are suntanning on the solar panels.
It appears that
This
the
this isn't gonna
homosexuals have
work.
entered into some sort of polyamorous three-way thing. Luckily, Obama's not there, which is good. We'll need him for breeding later.
Yikes!
Look, listen, Hocus, if I can't actually defeat the real problems, then I'm going to make a different problem that I will then tell them I'm going to fix. It's really that simple. And so when I tell them that I'm getting rid of
It sounds
racism,
effective.
oh no.
That idea sounds effective as long as they don't stumble upon the truth.
That's fine. I'll just bring sports to the vault or something. See, exactly. Look at that. He's dressed like a football player. I'll just have him throw a ball around and they'll be happy. That's all it will take. Excellent, excellent, excellent. 92% happiness. They don't even realize it. I've caused so many fires and food shortages, and they're still happy. They don't understand. They're so safe in their little bubble. They would never come to stop
I
me until it was
mean,
too late.
I feel like you have a bunch of people that look for silver lining in your vault. Like they're like, "Oh no, there's a fire," and someone's like, "Is there a fire, or is this actually our vault lord allowing us to make grilled cheeses in the whatever the bottom room is, which is not the kitchen?"
Hocus, I understand your criticisms. As overseer, I see you and I hear you. However, those cheese sandwiches are part of Obama man's culture. So if you aren't going to support those cheese sandwiches, then I'm going to have to revoke your new black status. You will be demoted from a person of color to a person of insufficient color, which is fine. Through apologies and mandatory training, you can
Take it
redeem
away.
yourself and
Take it
regain
away.
your color.
Don't. No, that's fine. Take it away. I don't like poetry that rhymes, anyways.
Very well. I revoke your. Very well, I revoke your status. And I clap my hand to your face, and all the melanin sucks out into a tiny little crystal, like in The Little Mermaid or something.
I take you to court for fucking assaulting me by slapping my face. Because now you took all the black away, so now I'm white, and if we go to court, I'm newer white than you are, so that means that I am whiter than you are, and I will win the case.
Oh
Boom.
no, you're right. Only now at this moment do I see the error of my ways. Unless I redefine what white is. Quick, someone give me the White House in a dictionary.
Yeah, the pages, what it means to be white is just a bunch of white out.
Whiteness is whatever we say it is. Blackness is whatever we say it is. Whatever we say it is what it is. Get back to work. You know, it really is funny mentioning the idea of courts and race with this whole Brittany Griner thing going on. How familiar are you with that?
I'm not sure that I am.
Oh man. Okay, so basically, this chick who's a WNBA basketball player goes to
Okay.
Russia for some kind of game, and she gets caught at, I want to say, the airport or somewhere. At some point, Russian authorities accosted her and found a whole buttload of vape pens and THC oils in her bags. And you know, Russia isn't as lax about those things as we are. And she was arrested. And there's been, of course, this whole public outcry about, you know, oh, we have to save her. You know, this is a terrible thing. You know, evil Pootler. He's trying to, you know, make us look weak, etc. And apparently, we're going to trade some kind of like prisoner from Russia that's some kind of spy assassin that we've been holding just so we can get this
Mhm.
WNBA, and I'm using this word that I'm going to use here very, very loosely. Star, we're going to basically trade a assassin spy for a basketeer. And it's just because I remember back when I first moved to this city and started hanging out with a very intersectional artistic crowd that we're both familiar with, and seeing on social media when that one guy, I forget his name, but he went to North Korea and he took down some kind of propaganda poster saying that he wanted a souvenir, and taking a little piece of you know, North Korean propaganda home with him seemed to be like the best way to go. Well, apparently that's some kind of crime in North Korea. And so when that
Yeah.
happened, he was arrested. And when he was finally brought back to America, he died shortly after from all of the massive brain damage that he had sustained
Oh.
while in North Korean holding. And I remember every single fucking liberal person I knew, even some of the conservatives, but mostly just the liberal people from center left on down to the farthest reaches you can find, were saying, oh, well, you know, North Korea, like the more gentle ones were saying things like, well, North Korea has its own laws and we need to respect them. But most of them were saying things like, fuck you, white boy, you think you're special? You think you can just go around and take posters wherever you want? Well, other countries have other laws and they don't do things the way that we do in America. They don't do things in the West. And you need to start learning how to respect other cultures, you white devil. And so they had no sympathy for him, no empathy for him. They thought it was funny. They thought it was funny that he was going to basically die in some North Korean hole uh, just because he, you know, stole a poster. And again, these are the same people.
Intense. That's very fucked up and intense. Yeah. Wow.
And again, it's these are the same people talking about, you know, one minute it's about we're all the world and we have to have these unified values that are their values. And then the next minute it's everyone's different and you have to do the way things the way they are wherever you are. It's God, I don't want to rant about that tonight. I'm not going to rant about that tonight. Tonight, we're trying to find a way to build our perfect intersectional society that will keep people so distracted with the idea that they're actually making the world better that they won't realize that we're all dying.
Or maybe we're already dead. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh God, is it like Lost?
Uh, is that what happens in Lost?
I don't know what happened in Lost. It was the stupidest fucking show I ever saw in my life. Like I knew in the philosophy department, I knew a couple of people, most of them people who shouldn't be there, who were really into Lost, and they would talk about how, oh, in this season, this character's named Hume or Locke, and the weird scenario that has to do with the island is tied to that philosopher. And first of all, maybe in the vaguest of senses it was tied to that. But in reality, it was just trying to sound really deep by making a bunch of references. Oh God, now there's roaches.
What?
Just like in Lost.
What am I looking at here? Oh, my defense goes up. Mm, that's good, but
Oh God, I forgot.
people.
I'm just forgetting that I'm terrible at this game. Thank God we have critical consciousness. You know, it's funny. I think our mysterious patron, who from here on out will be referred to as Mister Teal, is starting to come around on things too. He recently told me about apparently this is another one that's really funny about this. Apparently Ben and Jerry's made some sort of stance on the Israel Palestine situation, shall we say?
What a random. Okay, okay. What? That's so
Oh, don't worry, I'll
random.
feed your baby birds. Don't you worry. The so Ben and Jerry's came out and made some statement about Israel Palestine. Either I believe it's they did the whole like Israel shouldn't be there. They don't own the land and so on. And so because of that, uh, 1,000 Jewish law students and some Israeli law students in some kind of student organization. I don't know if it was all Israeli citizens or if it was people in America of Israeli origin, whichever. But 1,000 plus of them came together and wrote a legal argument, filing a claim legally. Like, I believe it was a legal claim and not just some feckless PR statement that uh, that Ben and Jerry's is operating on native land. They
On native land?
Yeah, Israel played the "You're standing on native land" card, which I mean, take what you will about that and their goals.
I can't. I can't. I feel like it might as well have been like Macy's or any like small kind of store like In and Out fast food. It could have been anybody. Like this. Oh my god! Like
God, I wish.
Ben and Jerry's. That like it almost feels not, the fact that it's Ben and Jerry's makes me feel like this almost is insignificant. It's just Ben and Jerry's trying to get some media time, so people will be like, "Let's go get ice cream." I haven't thought about Ben and Jerry's since I was 4 years old, 90 years ago. Let's go to Jerry's.
It is
I
funny.
feel like there's a lot of people who don't know it exists. Like,
It is funny when I was more shall we say plugged into the left wing publishing world, I would often tell them like, if you honestly don't like this situation, if you don't like the weird cancel culture shit, and you're not just saying that just to end this conversation and move on so you can do what you want to do while being held unaccountable, uh, then maybe we should start manufacturing these controversies and these conflicts. Why not actually play cancel culture in a way that benefits the canceller and the cancelee? You could both become celebrities out of it.
Hmm.
Instead of, back a long time ago when people were sane and not, you know, blatantly, unartfully careerist, they would find ways to just debate each other. And that would be the way that they would gain attention, like Zizek and Peterson.
Okay.
But they don't want to do that because you have to risk potentially looking like a fool.
Only fools fall in love.
But the beauty is, if everyone just, grows a pair and starts being willing to look like a fool, well, we've all looked like fools. Oh, God, more roaches in the breeding chamber. God, they have no respect.
Are the babies responsible for the roaches? Or are the roaches responsible for the babies? Oh no, what's happening?
I believe the
I don't want to
actual
be a part of this society.
I believe the actual in-game mechanic is that the rad roaches show up in any room that's touching dirt, and that eventually they become mole rats. But I'm just going to tell the people that it's because they're still racist. Obama,
Sounds safe.
you're going to have to guard the fuck room. This war of attrition is not going my way. Much like in America. Oh, more
Much
water.
like in America.
Da 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 America. Da 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 America. We got a black president in the fuck room. And he's filling up all the ladies with interracial babies that we will conquer the planet with in the name of the planet, declaring war for the
Oh,
sake
Bobby.
of everyone by redefining what everyone means and making sure they don't think about the fact that everyone must include the people we're fighting against. Boom, boom.
What a frightening song.
That's why you can't declare war for the sake of all humanity. That's why it's cheating. This is why the only truly intersectional thing, the only true multiplicity, the only way that you could have a singular entity that contains all would be, capital God, hopping along these sprockets. You gotta make your own fun when the game is basically trying to be boring to make you spend money on it. Do, do,
I
do,
mean,
do, 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 do.
that's why we gave you a
Do,
box, not for you to
do,
sit in
do,
it, but for you
do,
to
do,
think
do.
outside of it.
Yeah, I'm just sitting in the overseer's office while there's fires and roaches and famine, and I'm just kind of playing with a little stress ball, just going, "This is my stressy ball, and it dances off the desk. We are dancing in the room, ignoring all the pestilence." Thank God there's no diseases, or they would all be fucked. Like you think people living in this vault, the minute one like type of truly serious virus comes through here, they're all gonna die.
I can see that. I mean, there's only one, two, three, four, five rooms, and I guess that if you want to count the elevator, then that would make it 8 rooms. There's not a lot of place to hide from the infested people.
That's true. Actually, you can. I mean, like take monkeypox for example. It's not only gay and bisexual men. We're now up to almost 6 women. Of course, it's
But I
nightmare
hope
for
they're
our
proud.
equity division. Personally, I think we can do a lot better for women and society. And I believe it's time for us to increase the number of women who have monkeypox in the name of gender equality and equity. Now, I
For the
understand.
future.
I understand that many of our women do not want to get monkeypox. Well, that's fair. It's understandable. Most people don't want to lose their privilege, your monkeypoxless privilege, smooth skin privilege, shall we say. But in this case, they must be forced to step aside if they will not step down, or rather stepping up. Because again, to even say that monkeypox is a bad thing or that having your entire body covered in horrific scars is a bad thing is really just another form of prejudice and bigotry.
Old. Oh, uh,
These idiots have no idea what kind of precedent they truly set, and I love it.
I thought you already said they didn't vote for you, that you were imposed
No,
on them
of
by
course.
Paul.
No, so that's the beauty of it. I still make them have elections, and they think that that's what causes things to change. But in reality, as soon as whoever they elect comes into my office, I tell them, okay, this is how it actually works. Why do you think they all age so fast?
Price of freedom.
Yeah, I don't know. As long there's this one upstart who's trying to cause some problems, but I'm pretty sure we can cook something up by the end of the year.
Fingers crossed.
God, he's gonna ruin everything with my Wastelander strategy. He's gonna try to make them have families and like care about the people in the vault rather than caring about the vault. What about me? What about the guy running the vault? What about my profits? I'm just kidding. No one in the government actually thinks in terms of profits. If they did, they would actually be competent.
People don't want the government to be successful.
Yeah, that is true. That's a funny thing. It's like when you think about it, America is a country built on people who currently paradoxically want the government to do everything for them, but the government wasn't built for that. In fact, the government was built for the opposite of that, specifically because, as we saw during COVID, you can very quickly make it to where society is now dependent on your treats, your resources, the things you do for them. And they can just decide to take that away as fast as they gave them to you.
Yeah, yeah, but I think it's funny that like so during COVID, the government was giving out I almost said reparations. It was like assistance. I forgot what they called it. Um, to the U.S. citizenship or whatever, all the people, the citizenry. Uh, Nobody realizes that the government can actually go the opposite way, and they can raise our taxes. They can like penalize us and say that it's because of the pandemic that they're trying to, help they can come up with the excuse and take our money away the same way that they can come up with an excuse and give us money.
Oh, absolutely, Hocus. That's the secret of the emergency situation. See, I've got them thinking about fascism as just being some kind of guy slamming the pulpit and making weird tweets and saying lots of funny things as being a sign of fascism, when in reality, the actual secret of fascism is the way that you escape the liberal condition. Is just declare an emergency situation. And once you declare the emergency situation, you can throw out whatever you want and declare yourself Super King Big Nuts. And they don't think about that
I mean,
because I'm giving them so many mixed race babies.
I thought Obama was the one doing that. It
Well,
was
you
you
know,
all along.
just call me Merrick Garland. We're going to definitely need to get some more revenue here. So, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now, if we just do that 5 more times, we might be able to build one more room. God, how much would it cost just to build another fuck chamber? Oof. Oh my. Oh, 13. I just need one more dweller. One more dweller, and I can start making stim packs, and then they won't die. There's so much food now. There's so much food now that I taught them to eat fungus and crickets. Look at that. Look at that. And I redefined water to be spray paint. Look at that. Look at how hydrated they are now. I'm a hero.
You are, sir. No one denies it.
Exactly. I should get a statue. Put it right here in front of the vault. And we'll tell all the wastelanders to come, so they think that I want them here, so they don't think about the fact that I'll be throwing them away as soon as I'm done with them too. Although I do understand that since I did let them vote, I will inevitably have to find some sort of way to completely break that system down. I'll just redefine the word for democracy or something and just make them think that keeping this large, unaccountable, unelected bureaucratic order in power is what democracy is.
What did they open the door to? That now the answer to everything is redefining everything.
That was always the goal. Why do you think in college, the only people who were actually learning how to argue were the people who were studying, analytic philosophy, and even then, that was just a bunch of useless word puzzles most of the time. Uh, it was most of them just only understand how to pivot and reframe. That's why, again, you have to be a racist,
Yep.
you have to be a Nazi, we have to redefine famine or shortages or inflation, because there's no actual way to argue with the facts. The facts are the facts.
I mean, ideally, unless you change the game.
Well, that's stage two. That's when I'm going to start building the people instead of having to bring them in from the wasteland. I thought about trying to do a Biden impression for this, but I've decided to do the actual Biden instead of the clone Biden that we see on TV. Look at the earlobes. Do, do, do. Different earlobes. They changed because camera angles. But I love fucking with them. Boop. It is deeply satisfying when there are so many times when I'll just play the game of, oh lordy me, I don't know nothing about no systemic racisms. I sees a bunch of people fighting somebody because they looks different, and I just see one of them big colorful fractal images. Lordy lordy, sure enough, thank God you's here to give me your wisdom. Lordy me, I just see roots and I think it's Star Wars.
Oh goodness. I don't know why I thought you were talking about like hair roots at first. I didn't realize you were making a bigotry.
Oh no, it's fine. I actually haven't seen Roots. That's the bigotry.
Yeah.
It's not because it's a bad film. It's just because everyone's telling you to watch it. So I won't.
I can't blame you for not watching something you don't want to watch.
Oh, Hocus, for many of us, not wanting to do something that we don't want to do is the hardest task of all. Camus, the Fall. No,
Wait, what? No, I'm unaware.
I may have butchered the quote, but Camus' The Fall. Most people enjoy Camus' The Stranger because it's a pretty accurate representation of someone who's deeply depressed, but is also deeply
I'm not
comfortable.
aware of any of this Camus stuff.
Oh, Camus, he was an existentialist and absurdist writer. The Stranger is his big one. But The Fall is the one that always resonated with me the most. It's a much more accurate depiction of the fact that humans are really just fraudulent, power hungry pigs. Of course, it's set in a time much like our time today.
I'll have to check it out. Tamu or Toma? No,
Uh,
Tamu.
Camus,
Tamu.
Camus. Uh,
Oh, with a C.
Yeah, The Fall
Okay.
is really good. The Stranger is a classic. It's more part of the traditional canon. If you want to name drop a book that's going to win you points at the coffee shop or the hipster round table, drop Camus' The Stranger. They all definitely read it in high school and totally resonated with it. The Fall, they're not really gonna be into. I had a professor who discussed her reason why she had her classes read both books, and it was because she personally liked to see over the years that she had taught uh, how the culture of the times affected which of the two books that her students resonated with more. And like, how do I put this? In the 80s, more of her students liked The Fall. In the 90s, more of her students liked The Stranger. And the gay students always liked The Plague.
Well, that's interesting that she ran that little social data gathering experiment on her students over the years.
Oh yeah, that's
It actually does say something about her as like a person and a professor, because like I feel like most professors nowadays wouldn't be teaching for 30 years and wouldn't even think, if they were to teach that long, they wouldn't ever think about collecting that kind of data.
I mean, I don't want to dox her or anything, but I'll definitely say that once I got out of school, it was very difficult. Not so much law school because that was kind of a fucking joke. But undergrad, I was very fortunate in that I had professors who were more like the classical 1970s liberal education. And when I say that, I mean, not the leftist brainwashing, but the classical liberal education in the idealized form where the end goal is to create, critical thinking individuals who will be aware, educated citizens and go out into the world and share their knowledge with others and so on. And so for a long time, people would complain about colleges, and I I just didn't see it because I was like, okay, yeah, sure, these twat bags who have no business saying anything or running around talking all this, leftist CRT privilege, PC culture run amok, whatever name it's being called. The point is, you have to name it because, like any demonic force, it chooses to remain nameless, so you don't have power over it. Um, which is why they hate the CRT thing and why they wish it would go away because it's named it and has named it in such a way that it can't be stopped now. It's been named in its truest sense. And demons can't really get away after that. But the
Yeah.
that was my whole problem when I got out of school was, it's not like, and even when I moved to this city, when we went to a house party, oh no, oh no, my first death. What will I do?
It
I'll
wasn't
just
Obama, right?
No, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't the brood sow. We're good. We're good. Yes, yes. We'll
I
just write
mean,
this
if
one
your
off as a.
diversity got shot, that's what aliens want. They want all the non-diverse people so that they can like gather them easily.
Oh
Don't have to
no.
sort them 'cause they're not diverse, and then
Oh no.
experiment.
Oh no.
So
Hocus.
you've given them so much trouble by diversifying your vault that like they're just not going to come there.
Hocus. One of my vault
You,
dwellers died, and I can't use money to revive it in survival mode. Oh, how am I going to write this off?
you get to keep the gun and the clothing.
Yes. Oh, this was my. Okay, I did lose my high perception guy, but he was white. We'll just say it was a death of despair and move on. Yes, it's fine. I mean, it is actually, it's not fine, it's horrible, and it's literally everything that they taught in Holocaust class, so it really demonstrates that there's no point to it because no one learns a goddamn thing. But I'll just call it a death of despair, and they all just shrug because they aren't committed to each other. They aren't connected to each other. They're not families. I don't think he had any kids in there. No one's really going to care. They'll just keep going on. All they really care about is seeing their next Marvel film and getting their next cricket bar, as it should be. This makes them more
Truth,
easily controlled.
hard truth.
And anyone who doesn't agree with that is just a Nazi. Not me, the guy declaring an emergency situation in order to do whatever I want with no accountability. Yeah, it's a bunch of teenagers that are making jokes that really just demonstrate that you don't understand what fucking irony is. I'm sorry,
Man, you
Hocus,
need to
I've been
stop
derailing
fighting your
you.
vault denizens so hard. You like lash out at your denizens real hard in the vault.
They know what they did.
You're like yelling at one of them, calling him like Sheila, and he like turns around. And he's like, "My name's not Sheila. I just have long hair." Jesus, why are you
Oh no.
so mean to me?
Oh no, I'm not gonna inject the. Trust me, Hocus. I'm not gonna bother with the trans thing until much later when it's time to start bringing in the super soldiers and the genetically engineered people. I'll find a way to make it a civil rights movement to trick them. But for now, I do see your idea though, and I'm gonna keep it in my pocket because that does sound a lot of fun. Just breaking one of them, uh, just keeping them in my office and just having a little fun, like in I Have No Mouth, but I'm a Scream. Oh man, I am really much a
You're a voice in their head. You're a voice in the head of the.
I'm
You
very much a
convince them each that they're unique and they're the only ones. They're the only one that can hear you, but they can't tell anybody else. But they're all worshiping you. They're all aware that you're like the vault god, but none of them dares to speak about having ever heard your voice.
well, that's just because I told them that I slayed a unicorn.
And used its horn to drink its blood.
God, why, woman, birth from your loins the next generation, so that we may replace the deaths of despair that have happened.
I don't think she's appreciating the fact that you summoned Obama from the end of the world into this existence to be her spouse.
Uh, This is true. That this is the other problem. This is why I can't have a society run by women because no matter how many rent boys, swarthy men that I send them from the wasteland, they just won't be happy. They'll just use that one up and then they'll be done with it and they'll get bored and they'll go on to another one, but they'll still expect him to give her money until she doesn't have to work and she can just sit around all day producing multiracial children. Honestly, in a
Look,
lot of ways, by
no,
stripping
no,
their
no, no,
rights
no.
and putting them in birthing pods, I'm just cutting out steps 3 through 7 and giving them what they want subconsciously.
I mean, maybe, but I feel like you'd be more successful if this breeding buck was like blind or something. So that way he's like technically handicapped and they won't be expecting as much from him. They won't be looking for the child support from him because he's blind.
It's funny. If again, the easiest thing would be to do my immigrant method and just not have them get pregnant at all because they only run away when they're pregnant. This is kind of
Oh,
funny.
really?
Oh yeah, yeah. If they're women, if they're not pregnant, they'll just keep shooting and everything. This is what Socrates was getting at when he talked about the issue of gender and society when he was discussing it in the Republic. He doesn't really start with, oh, women have their feminine forms of knowledge or their girl brains and men have their penis boy brains or whatever. He didn't say things like, well, men are physically stronger and women are more maternal. He starts off with birth simply because it's a facticity of if we don't have more people, society collapses. And women are the
Yeah.
ones you need to make more people.
At least that's what we believe. It might be like one of those things where it's like you don't really need water. People have just been thinking you need water all this time. Nobody ever tried just not needing water.
Well, let me just say this, Hocus. As many as them who want to reject their own identity, the facticity of their femininity, they don't realize is that if I was actually orchestrating a society where birth, reproduction, replacement wasn't the goal, if I was just getting people from the wasteland and bringing them in or building my own in vats, I would never, ever, ever create a woman. Why would I? And I don't say that because they're bad. I love women. I support them. I'm saying from the perspective of an evil dictator who only cares about power, who sees humans as biomass, who sees them as guinea pigs to use however they see fit. From that guy's perspective, there's no use. You just want, super mutants like the Master in Fallout 1.
Well, okay, okay, hang on. So, I feel like we have a metaphor we can use that it actually gets ignored a lot. We make computers, right?
Yeah?
But when we're making a computer in a very liberal term, you can say Xboxes, PlayStations, Android cell phones, whatever, anything. Uh, but do we give it the need to be gendered, and do we give it a partnered gender that it needs to be able to complete activities and tasks with? Like, can a computer not save without a device to save onto? Like, originally, it kind of was like that. Like, the for the most part, like, you couldn't save on the computer. You would have to use a a 5-inch floppy disk and then a 2.5-inch floppy disk because technology. But you know what I'm saying? Like we don't do that. We don't. We're not trying to make things dependent on something else to be able to work when we create like that. Like, uh there's examples that might go against it. Like, I think maybe a little bit like the way that our forefathers made the government, right? Like, they wanted a party system so that way it wasn't like one person got the reins and went gung ho and ruined the country before the other party could get a chance. To not to ruin the country, not to ruin the other party gets a chance to rectify the errors,
Oh yeah,
right?
a
Like,
one
that
party
was the
state would be terrible.
idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you
That
want a
was the
one party
idea
state,
between
look at
them.
Mexico.
Oh god.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing is actually, ironically, the founding
Most of Latin
fathers didn't
America,
like
yeah.
political parties, but that I think that's one of those things where they were just being a little too idealistic.
I mean, and also, like, you have to think of, like, what knowledge, what experience did they have? We've experienced the decisions that they made, and so it would make sense that either their decisions worked so well, we don't try to change them, or if there were any kind of error with their decisions, we try to revise or change them. I mean, it just makes sense. I mean,
I mean,
I'd hope we're not so stupid that we're like, "This isn't working. Let's keep doing it." Like,
no hocus exactly. That's why they put the phrase "more perfect." You find your typical,
yeah.
Reddit tier atheist or college
Remember I was talking
liberal.
about that poetry that doesn't rhyme?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you find your typical
I
college
think that's the most racist thing I've ever said.
no, again, hocus. We are new wave critical race theorists. Nothing we say is racist. We're merely making a critical assessment of race.
Okay.
See, it works. They're killing all the rat roaches.
I still wish, I need, like, all the race stuff, I wish there was, like, no validity to any of it, but stereotypes are formed because people make observations. That statement does, if there's people listening to what I'm saying right now, that doesn't mean that people's observations are correct. An observation does not necessarily mean that it's a truth.
Well, I mean
Like,
that's kind of how all the CRT stuff works. Is that there's never really argument. It's like they'll look at a group of people, and through that, like for example, white men, and they'll look at the media that they're consuming, their culture, their behaviors, their it's called an ethnography, and it's a form of anthropological study, and weaponized anthropology is what we're dealing with and what we're up against. um, the you don't necessarily say, oh, A, therefore B, therefore C, or make an argument based on premises or conclusions. You just take a specific thing, a certain trait or behavior, and then you say, oh, they do this and they all do this because of this other thing I want to attach to it. You know, like the way racism works.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, not racism. Critical assessments of race.
Right. Right. We have better words now.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, but yeah, no, you go up against any of those well, what you were saying about with the Constitution and a more perfect union. A lot of people always look at that and say, "Oh, the founding fathers were stupid. They just didn't know." And it's like, well, no, you're being kind of a literal minded moron. Because again, they can't make that very basic leap that you and I just made with the idea of what more perfect conveys. No, it's fine. Obama's going to take care of it.
I don't see why anybody would make going back a little bit. Like I don't see what the purpose of making gendered. It's not about making a female one. It would be the exact same argument. Why would you make a male android? Like
Well, the thing
why would you
is,
make them gendered at all? Why would ideally you would take the best of every option possible, like people who are born what medically we identify as male, people who are born medically is what we identify as female, and especially the tiny percentage of people that have existed throughout the beginning of human, like since the beginning of humans, the tiny sliver percentage that are born not male or not female. I'm allowing for that group to include every variation possible that you could think of. Like anything that might benefit from that state of being, from that like any positive that that person experienced that someone who was born male or someone who was born female could not experience, or like let's say those people for some reason their tendons are springier so they can jump better or something like that, or they can land better. Okay, well that's the benefit you would want to take from that person and put into the android you're creating.
okay. Well, then
Right.
let's
Like,
break that apart to clarify something. Then, so when you're talking about giving them gendered traits, we're not talking about, say, to go back to DBZ, the idea of just an android that's like any other android that you've just given a feminine form physically, um, just to make it look like a woman. But you could have two
right.
androids that are similar that are just cosmetically female presenting. God, I just.
I love that
Oh.
you use Dragon Ball Z because that android goes on to have children.
Oh, God. Well, at least she
The
embraces her
female
humanity.
android is not a male android because she goes on to have children, and then the male android is not a female android because he goes on to have children too, but he doesn't birth them.
Huh.
In the female's case, her, and I don't know if you remember little bald boy Krillin. They end up together and they give birth to a daughter. She gives birth to a daughter.
I do. And the day that he perfects Destructo Disc, we are all doomed.
He does, and it's in the tournaments for universes or galaxies. No, it was universes. The tournament for universes I was telling you about, that was ridiculous. That all happened because the god of existence was bored, and he's like, Goku, what should I do? I'm bored, and Goku's like, let's make everybody fight.
Well, that's Goku's solution to everything, honestly. God, another fire. 1 second. I'm sorry, Hocus. I'm going to have to deal with all this racism. Yes, send in the homosexual,
That's what you want to hear a president say.
because that'll stop everything from flaming. Fine, two homosexuals. I just need one more dweller. One more dweller, and I could fix all of you. If you would just breed faster, I would give you all the health care you wanted. Behold my empire of dirt. How do I do this? Did she wait? That one is not heavy with child. Did did she give birth? Did I forget about her? Oh no. You want to focus on your career, and that's adorable. But what you don't understand is that if no one's special, that includes you. Now, get to breeding.
Motherfucker, who are you? Where did you come from? Fuck you.
Well,
Ah,
Hocus, some say life here began out there.
dear Lord.
Oh, oh,
Okay,
this is
hey, attention.
fantastic. They're going to kill these roaches, and then they're going to fuck. Perfect. Perfect.
Ooh, that got intense. In so many games I play in Archer, I don't often fight against archers. I just got overwhelmed by these wind archers. It was absurd. Like their arrows had like spiraling like wind tornadoes on them, so they would suck you towards the arrow, and then since the arrow's moving, it pulled me in. I was just like, what? Like being pulled across the battlefield, and then like four more archers that aren't like super wind archers would like attack me from a distance like that.
Wind
I'm just saying I didn't
archers?
appreciate it.
What are wind archers? Are there are there
So I'm
bows
playing. I'm
made out of the
playing.
wind, or do they shoot the wind at you?
They can use wind elements I'm playing Wizards of Legend. So essentially like they may use certain wind arcanas, and the one that they used is you instead of just shooting a regular arrow, you shoot a wind arrow, and it's like has a spinning vortex around it, and anything that the vortex touches gets sucked in and follows the arrow. And then when the arrow hits a wall, like everything crashes into the wall and then like ricochets off or whatever.
Huh. Interesting. Perhaps we'll have to have some sort of dark academia, an academia of color, and learn all about
I've
wizardry.
almost unlocked. I've almost unlocked all. I think I'm one or two spells away from unlocking all the colored arcana, and then there's the chaos arcana, which is black, and I have not. I haven't figured out how to start unlocking those. I figure once I unlock the last spell I'm missing or something, I'll be able to start unlocking the chaos arcana. But I don't. There's only one character in this game that uses it, and it's the grand. What is it called? The grand mage,
The
the one who
Grand
runs the
Wizard.
teacher who runs. It, I can't remember what it is because he runs the academy that you're at.
I remember one time I was playing a game where they let you make your own class. Oh no, another death of despair. Two deaths of despair. Oh, but it was a homosexual. It's good for equity. This is fine. This is all fine. Yes, of course, a death of despair. You were just too racist. It was the racism.
Eh,
Oh God, Hocus. Oh
no,
God, they're all
no.
dying. Hocus, why would Trump do this, Hocus? Hocus, what's
It,
happening? Oh God, Hocus, we're all dying. They're all
you
dying,
set an
Hocus.
example with the few so that the many can live.
Why is racism letting this happen?
Wait,
Oh God, Hocus, everything's falling apart.
this only happens when the bigotry is based on false observations.
Ugh, it's fine. It's all fine. It's all fine. Actually, with all of those deaths, we just increase the percentage of those who are diverse in our vault. So it's just everything's good. It was good that they died because now we are less racist.
No.
Oh God, I'm left with nothing but women.
Oh, how is that? How's that? You can make those babies grow up fast.
Oh God, I don't know. And if it's only Obama left fucking them, they're all gonna be retarded. Oh God, I've already Hocus, you don't understand. I've already reduced the requirements for entry so low just to make this happen. I can't. Oh God, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna appoint that black woman to be my spokesperson.
Oh, an
Yeah, yeah,
Omarosa?
yes, exactly.
You put an Omarosa in charge? Okay.
Oh, thank God. For a second, I thought I was going to be held responsible for some of this. Oh, see, look, they're dancing.
Fuck,
See,
another wind archer. God damn it.
you see, life
No.
goes on. See, life goes on. They're happy again. They fucked. They forgot about it. That's sex magic for you.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Oh
You
God,
just
I am
fucking
so
drop
far
lube
over
down
my
the
head.
dungeon and everybody's happy.
Oh God. Oh God, the price of gas is getting so high. There's only so much diesel left. We've got maybe 4 months left of this, and then they're all going to turn on me. What am I going to do? Oh god.
Build a furnace. I told you. I
Oh
told
yeah, we might
you.
have to have that furnace. We might just
I
need that
have to
furnace.
build
Can
a
we double
furnace.
time it? Oh god, I'm so glad I didn't build a radio station or they'd start talking about all those FEMA coffins on it. Oh god. It's okay. Hopefully the women will just give birth and I can double time the bioengineered super soldiers. Right? Right?
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You have to run your vault with zombies.
Can I do that? Is there a
I don't know.
necromancy option?
That would be pretty funny.
God, if I could honestly, if that were an option, a supreme dictator and I'm I mean ombuds person. Yes, see, exactly. They love it. They love it. Gender neutral and non authoritarian. 100% happiness. I've done it. I fixed everything. Uh, wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm glad I was right to believe.
Okay, sorry, Obama. You're going to have to get to work now. It was nice being in the fuck room, being president. You could drone whatever you wanted,
Imagine
but
him being disappointed and being like, "Oh, I thought we were bros."
no, it's fine.
Like,
It's fine. You and Michelle are just going to make Netflix specials and have a nice Martha's Vineyard estate where you install your own natural gas well and no one asks any questions about what that might mean. What's going on in the diner?
I imagine that the reality of it is that Obama is like that episode of Black Mirror where like the the girl like makes it into the singing show,
Oh,
and I forget what the guy
I
the
I was
guy does
thinking
to try
about
to go
the other
sing.
episode, Prime Minister Pigfucker.
Oh shit! I forgot about that one. That was really fucked up.
Yeah, honestly, if it weren't for episode 3, I believe, the entire history of you, I would have passed on that entire series from the get go.
Damn, I didn't know you hated me that much. If it wasn't for the entire history of me, he would never have watched television.
Well,
Oh man, I saw something that like I don't know. I don't feel that it's good, but I don't care enough to feel negative about it. But like I saw a list of live action animes coming to Netflix,
oh god.
including like One Piece. They're doing a Full Metal Alchemist movie. Um, but I don't think it's a redo of any of the Full Metal Alchemist movies that exist or the two shows. I think this is new content. I believe this is new Full Metal content,
Huh.
which in one way I'm kind of excited about to see like where did he go with the story because I loved Brotherhood. Like where did he go with the story after Brotherhood then? Uh, but
Where
at
did
the same time,
she
like
go with the story after Brotherhood,
my bad.
Hocus?
Where did it go with the story? Uh,
I'll allow it.
um, but the thing that I started thinking about as I kept going down the list, and then I was like, they're doing One Piece as a live action. Is the more CGI is needed for the live action, I feel the less good it's gonna look. Like I remember back to like the Dragon Ball live action, and that wasn't very good. People hated that. And then I think to the Rurouni Kenshin live action, and that was totally fine.
Wait, Rurouni
The
Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin one was totally fine. He's a samurai.
Was that Samurai
Uh,
X?
uh, yeah. Rurouni Kenshin was also Samurai X. I think he was in three different series. I don't remember how they go chronologically, but they all are canon in the same world, and they go in a specific order, right?
Interesting.
It would be like the equivalent of like a Shonen Jump, I believe. Uh, oh man, I was about to say like, pardon me if I'm wrong, but I actually hope somebody's listening to this and like jumps in and is like, no, this is the difference between a Shonen Jump and the whatever you're talking about.
Yes, Hocus, because if there's one thing I love on the internet, it's arguing about that.
I wasn't gonna argue. I was gonna be like, "Cool, I didn't know. Thanks. Now I do." But I mean, if you want, I'll try to argue.
Hocus, friendly communal engagement, amicable behavior. This does not sell television, or does it?
I don't know, dude. You had all these people making babies on your vault.
I don't know. I watched. I was sitting there watching.
Every time that a fight starts, you stop the fight, you put out the fire, and you make them have babies. And you're telling me over here that I shouldn't be friendly, I should be aggressive and like start fights?
No, you should convince them that that's what they want to do, and then make them fight each other so they don't fight you.
Man, you have all these special attackers. You don't have any physical attackers. Raise someone's attack stat, bro. When you pull up that menu, all of the guys are special.
Oh no! Wait a second. Did I wait? I I think a rad roach attack was about to trigger, but then my
Rad Roach infestation failed.
yes, because of my alternative energy measures, a fire was um oh no, oh no, no, Obama, no, oh god, Hocus, we've lost Obama. We've
Bring
lost
him back.
Obama. Quick,
No, he's not dead yet. He's
someone
almost
find a
dead.
buxom
Save
transsexual
him.
woman. Oh god, Hocus, the roaches came back.
Oh.
The roaches are back, Hocus. Oh god. Oh
I like
god.
that when Obama dies, the fires get huge.
Oh god. You know that the day Obama dies, the fires are going to be huge. I remember the night that Obama was elected, and I was with a bunch of people I knew downtown watching an election party. And when the results came
It's
in,
hilarious.
everyone started cheering, taking to the streets, jumping up and down. The police had quartered off an entire city block so that people could just chant and jump up and down, Obama, Obama, Obama. And one of my friends that I was there with, she took me out there, and I stood there with them, and I just couldn't help but think. I wasn't prescient. I was still very liberal. I just remember having this deep, dark gut feeling, not about Obama or anything in current events, just by the nature of what I was observing, that something bad was going to come of this. And well, here we are.
What happened? Oh wow, that was a cliffhanger. Okay.
Oh, you know that pretty much everything that we're in right now is because of Obama's second term. Like a lot of the rogue agents in the federal bureaucracy, he was the one that
you,
appointed a lot of people to the administrative
you,
state who
you
are carrying all
you
this
touch
out.
on like you touch on like one of the most recognized things about how our government works. A president in his term doesn't typically accomplish any of the things he sets out to do. A wise president sets things up so that they'll finish after he's gone.
Exactly.
You're setting up something that lasts. And so like if it's a quick burn, then yeah, when Trump came into presidency, there's a couple of things that like he was able to do in his term, and like you can't argue about it. Like for sure, he did it. Like he changed healthcare. He removed like he definitely charged everybody for that last year, and like was like threw his hands up, was like I can't do anything about it. So, but he definitely, like, put it he took a piece of the pie,
I
like,
mean,
not
that's
personal, not like he walked away with the money, but, like, that money went it's like taxes. That penalty works like tax. It works exactly like taxes. So he was able to grab money to fund government projects and whatnot from that last year that he allowed of the government being able to penalize you for not having health insurance. Uh but then for the rest of his term, he had gotten rid of it. And as far as I understand, they haven't brought it back yet. So that's one thing that he definitely changed. Um, Another one was that he was able to do during his term was give people money during the during the pandemic. That wasn't a different president's doing. Like that was, I mean, of course, anything that a president does, not anything. The president does have the power to do a few things by himself, like sign a peace treaty and stuff like that. I forget what the power's called, but essentially he's like the top ambassador for the country. Like whatever he wants to do as ambassador, whatever he can represent our country like that. But for the most part, like when people attribute stuff like I don't remember cash for clunkers, was that under Obama?
Yes.
Okay, well Obama didn't do that. There's a Senate, there's a whole government, and the pieces have to fall into place. Obama may have participated by not vetoing the bill, but he didn't do that. Like, it's weird how people say that the president is responsible for so many things that the president doesn't do.
Oh yeah, I mean it's I think I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'll say it until my ass bleeds. The deal between the government and Pfizer to do all of its weird censorship during COVID, pass all of its weird disinformation shit, find ways to essentially protect that emergency use authorization by any means necessary, as per the terms of the contract with Pfizer and the government, wasn't signed by Trump, wasn't signed by Biden. It was decided by some unelected, unaccountable bureaucrat in the Department of Health and Human Services. Someone whose name we'll probably never know.
Wait, what? I don't remember his name, but this was a televised event when the decision was made.
Oh, the decision
They,
was made, but the
they didn't
contract was
announce. They
signed
didn't
by
announce
someone. What?
they didn't announce like that they were gonna do it. I forget exactly the details, but like somebody confronted the head of the CDC on a televised like as if it was like not CNN, shit, what's it called, C-SPAN.
Really?
Yeah, 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 and somebody was like essentially told them like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And they said we don't have the funds. And then they brought up the law and they said, according to this code right here in this book right here, it says da 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 da. You can declare a state of a pandemic and immediately get access to limitless funds to then be able to fund making putting out the vaccine, getting masks out, blah blah blah, all the stuff that you're saying we don't have money to do to protect the people from COVID. It's right. Nobody else. You don't have to call anybody. You have the authority to do it. And the guy was like, I do. Like he was like, can we verify that? He was like looking behind him, asking people to double check that fact, like they did. And she was like, so now that we know you can do it, what are you gonna do? And essentially, he said, "I'm going to do it." And I mean, they didn't do exactly what the people wanted, but he went, he declared a state of pandemic, got access to the funds, and they started fucking doing shit. And they were able to roll out the vaccines and all of the stuff that you and I talk about all the time. Like, where it's like where information that's not revealed to the public because it is allowed to be hidden since it's a state of pandemic.
Oh yeah, you mean like how they
Like,
have to
yeah.
tell us the
But
raw ingredients in the vaccines, but they don't tell us the actual strands of mRNA that were used in it or what they specifically do?
yeah,
Meaning they could
exactly.
just put whatever
Exactly.
they wanted in it?
They give you some information, but like the it's like subverted. They give it to you blurry. They don't give you the true facts and everything like that. They give you just enough information that you shouldn't be able to discern what's actually happening.
Well, that's how you engineer consent.
Yeah.
There's a book, I believe it's called The Pentagon Papers. It was written about the Vietnam War, and it was about, it's been a long time, so I'm hazy on the details, but the guy was essentially, through his own analysis of the Vietnam War and seeing what was happening at the time, he came to realize that there was an entirely separate government in America, that America had two governments, the government of the Constitution, the government of the Republic, the states, the elected officials, the elected representatives, and the deep state, the administrative state, the large amorphous branch that wibbly wobbly, in a sense, is part of the executive, but also at the same time is not. And since its inception, since the moment it was created. Eisenhower really underestimated it. It from its get-go, it saw itself as antagonistic to the American people and antagonistic to that republic, because of course, why wouldn't it be? The republic is another form of government that is antagonistic to this uh, this bureaucratic administrative government, if only for the function that they both want to rule over the same country.
Jesus, put the fire out on that guy.
I don't know.
Going to another room. He's in the elevator on fire. Oh my god. Where did he go? Where did he go? I lost track of him.
I don't know. In many ways, I feel like we've all lost track of this vault. Things are going horribly, but they all seem happy, and that's what's important, right? I can just redefine it as
Are
much
they
as I
still
want now.
all women? Are they
No,
still
no,
all
there's three men left. God, imagine being a vault of three men and let's see, six women.
nah?
One of those cabaret
Not that.
songs. Deedly dee dee
No.
dee, two ladies.
It's why I feel bad when I look at people and it's like the dude, his wife, and like 4 or 5 daughters. I'm like, oh man, well, no one understands you. Like no one in the house has a clue what you're going through.
Oh, God, just reproduce already. Do I just have to shove money into you? Well, if you're going to tell us that we have to have babies, Mr. Overseer, then you're going to have to give us the money for it and you're going to have to pay for all those babies. Okay,
Well, you
fine.
know what you need for if you
Here's
want more
money.
babies, more beds. You need a bed for every baby. The baby's made on the bed that he's going to sleep in for the rest of his life.
I mean, it seems like
So you need more beds.
I have capacity for 28 dwellers and I'm only at 9. Oh god.
All right, you need some aphrodisiacs.
Oh no. I think I may just need to call it for the evening. I don't know, Hocus. I just don't really have any as many hopes as I thought I did before. Uh,
Nah, look. It is. It's fine. Just leave it running in the background and let them kill themselves. I mean, try desperately to survive, and then just start a new civilization next week on Thursday.
no,
Next
no.
week on Thursday at 11 p.m.
Will the Vault Dwellers survive? Will they run out of power? Will they find a way to breed?
Will will incest be the downfall of our
Will, can-
civilization?
will cannibalism sweep across the land? Find out next time. And then we just smash cut to all of your questions will be answered right now. And then we smash cut to the
Right.
place just completely dead.
On Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Okay, here, just take the. Oh god, he doesn't have the cat. Who has the cat? Who has the cat? Okay, sorry, buddy. I'm going to take the WAP from you. Take the WAP. Take the WAP. God, the only help that I can give them is this comfort animal. You know what's funny? I got a email from my apartment complex yesterday. An announcement to all of the tenants that, as per the apartment complex's rules, no one is allowed to have their pets in or around the pool. However,
Okay.
apparently someone tried to use that Americans with Disabilities Act bit to say that their animal had to be with them at all times, and therefore their animal had to be at the pool.
Yes.
And, well, apparently they had tried to use the defense that they needed their psychological comfort animal.
No, no,
Yes.
that's not how that works. That's
they,
definitely not how that works.
they made
You
the
could just
argument.
not go to the pool. Like literally, that's the answer. Like not to get an animal so you can go to the pool. Like literally, just don't go to the pool. Like that's crazy. Or find a. There are apartment complexes that specify like the most important thing for them is that they are pet friendly. because there's apartment complexes that aren't as pet friendly as people want. There's people who go and open and make apartment complexes that are, that's the primary thing. It's like, hey, you have a dog, this is the best apartment complex that ever existed for dogs.
I still don't think that they should just let their husky swim in the pool.
Ugh. I mean, are you gonna clean the pool? At that point, it's like when an apartment complex is like, okay, well, we have a pool table and we have like a theater and blah blah blah, like surround sound system, like it's really nice, but you got to drop $1,000 to reserve it if you're gonna bring friends over to use it.
It's true. Oh
We'll,
God.
we'll give you back your down payment. We'll, like if we gotta rent a carpet shampoo or something, we're gonna dock that from the like that. That's what they do. I mean, and honestly, that's not a crazy request to put all that equipment and like you rent it out essentially. But it's even cheaper than that because they're saying it's a down payment. They're gonna, or not a down payment, a deposit, and they're gonna give it back to you whenever you finish with the room and check it back in.
Huh. Maybe I should try that here. That might work. I don't know, Hocus.
What do they do there?
I don't know, Hocus. Honestly, I think I might just have to end it for the evening. I'm looking at the roster
For
of my
sure.
dwellers now, and with these casualties, it is painfully white again. I'm gonna have to, if we're gonna institute these equity measures, we're gonna have to reduce these white faces. I mean, have them step aside.
Yeah.
I just got with the
Have
power going out. I don't even think distracting them with racism is going to work anymore. I don't know, Hocus.
It's all good. It's all good. I didn't even name any of them. I'm not attached.
Well, all
You're
right
like my
then.
mom.
All right then, Hocus. Maybe next time we'll start this off. We'll see how those babies do. We'll we'll see if we have to correct the burdensome whiteness of this vault, and we can move on to yeah, maybe finding a way to not have them all die. Until next time.
Excellent.